we're just gonna call this take one and pretend like I didn't remake this. So, what's up, Ambiguity? Today is Sunday. Saturday again, but like I'm posting this Sunday, so like y'all get the drift of what I do now. I've been doing it for a while. My name is Taylor. Yeah, let's hop in, I guess. This week's topic is personal struggles, and I made a video before and posted on the channel, and like I wasn't supposed to, and then I like deleted it, and it was a mess, and I just put a sticky note under me so I knew what I was talking about. This week we are talking about our biggest personal struggle, because like I'm really glad I got to go last in this whole shebang thing week schedule, because now I got to really think about this topic, because I don't really look at my life a lot and think about, oh, what was my biggest struggle? Because like I'm pretty optimistic right now on life, which is good, but this is kind of like goes into what I'm going to talk about. So for the biggest chunk of my life, because I've only been like really good for like a solid month and a half, maybe 2 months. My biggest struggle has been staying positive, and that's something I don't talk about a lot because it brings back a lot of what I've dealt with in the past. So I'm just gonna unload my baggage to y'all right now and see where it ends up. So possible content warnings, because I don't want to trigger y'all. Self-harm mention, suicide mention, family issues, alcohol mention, possible diagnoses mention, possible ED mention. I'm gonna talk about the fact that I had a learning disability, so like if that's not your speed, then like content warning for that too. Okay, so I'm gonna try and make this really well, but also really fast, because I have a lot to say in very little time. So I'm 19 years old. When I was like 3, I got diagnosed with autism spectrum and Asperger's syndrome. So 2 things that really dictated most of my life, and those caused me a lot of intense therapy, speech therapy, etc., to like kind of get my mind back into good rhythm and be able to pass school and such. And trying to think. So that kind of put me in a weird spot where I was already on the outskirts of everyone else, besides not presenting feminine. I had long hair. I don't keep baby pictures here, but like if I could find one up. No, I don't have one on my computer. But like, yeah, so starting in second grade, I was kind of bullied for being on the outside of everything and not really like doing normal girl things. Like my best friend was a guy. Everyone thought we were dating, and this is like second grade, so I'm like, what the fuck? But so that happened, and I was harassed a lot, and that lasted about 8 years of my life, from second grade to 10th grade. And in between that, around like 7th grade, my mom's drinking problem came into play, which is why I brought up the alcohol mention and family issues, because my parents are fighting a lot in that time gap of like 6th grade to 8th grade. But in 7th grade, my mom's alcoholism got really bad and it started prevailing a lot, and it kind of kicked into my whole depression that was already building up due to my bullying, that I don't talk about much because it is like really triggering and shitty. And like, I'm gonna put my URL in the bottom, like if y'all need someone to talk to, like I got you, like been there, done that, fuck shit up and came back alive. And so in the sense of my mom's drinking problem, my parents started fighting, and they were like in the process of getting a divorce. They were relaying information back to me on each other, and I was the confidant, which also again dug into depression, and I was in a very negative mind space, and I was for a very long time in my life. And I was put into intensive therapy freshman year, and they brought all these up again, and I was like, oh. So that kind of continues my middle school experience into high school, which I went to I didn't go to a town school. I went to a vocational high school where I did paint design technologies. Basically, I got to paint walls and do vinyl signing, which is really cool, and I was like really into it, but I couldn't make a life out of that. So here I am in college. But when I was going through what I was dealing with, I decided I was going to switch to culinary arts for my program. And I ended up running into one of the harassers I was pleasured to be with in middle school, and where I was made fun of for being different again, because high school didn't get me out of that loop at all. So at the time I had a very long ponytail. I did not maintain it. I did not do anything to my appearance besides looked very in the stereotypical androgynous, because like I hate the word androgynous because it's so stereotypical and it presents a masculine thing. That's a different story for a different video. So like, and then shit. By 10th grade, when I was battling my last of the bullies and the last of everything going on, I started questioning my sexuality and gender. Well, I've always questioned my gender, but like that was when it was like really prevalent. And I was already diagnosed with depression, like eating disorder, which I'm not going to like acknowledge because like that's shitty and triggering, and words can trigger people. So like I'm not going to do that. And then anxiety, general. They didn't know what was wrong with me. They blamed what happened with my parents. They blamed my bullying, though they didn't really know about my bullying until I brought that up. But yeah. So it was all gender related, I guess. And I came out junior year of high school as lesbian. And I was a very butch person, and I only dated femme people, and they were all from Tumblr because I didn't have a self-esteem. But yeah, that happened, and the end of junior year, around spring 2013, I decided, I was walking the track with my best friend at the time, who watched these, so like, hi Michaela. I was walking the track with her, and I was like, yo, what if I was transgender? And at the time, she was gender fluid, so like, it was really, like, she definitely caught the flow, like, she understood that whole gender confusion thing. And she's like, yeah, like, that's cool, like, you do you. And I was like, awesome. So I did me. I talked really slow in this, obviously, because I know we're at 7 minutes. But yeah, and then I came out as trans to my mom, and then that didn't happen well, so, like, I was really triggered and, like, cut and, like, hurt myself, and that should have been a trigger warning, which I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Woo! And yeah, so that kind of speeds things up, and like I battled with graduation gowns in high school, and the school was really shitty and shit like that, but here I am, freshman year of high school, I got to, yeah, so let's talk about where I am now and my whole keeping positive thing, because that was very difficult in those like 8 years, in like the past 12 years of my life, it's been really difficult actually, and like, y'all, shit gets hard, and like you need, like, if you need someone, like, I'm always here, like, but I've recently dealt with shitty relationships and I've gotten out of them, and I've put myself in a better mental state than I used to be, which is really cool and great, and I'm happy on my own. I'm happy with a partner, I'm happy with friends, like, I'm very positive and upbeat and nice, and I feel like that's kind of transition, kind of personal mindset, kind of toxic relationship bye type thing. But like, it's a mix of everything, and it works really well, and I'm super positive and happy, and yeah. We're at 8 minutes. So just life updates. I battled Extravaganza today, which is like a weed festival in Amherst. And I got contact high. But that's a different story. I'm like, I don't wanna, but yeah. So I hope you all have an awesome week, y'all, right there. I will see you next Sunday. Okay. Bye.